Welcome back, everybody, to sunny Atlanta here for DreamHack, where we have the HCS Summer Pro League Finals. Back here on the analysis desk, my name is Dan Gaskin. No, this isn't the Shire, this isn't the Hobbits. I've got two guys with me. I've got Butters and Wonderboy, of course. I look taller now.
Can I just say, so do I.
I know.
Imagine having to stand up in a desk next to Sims when you're like 5'9".
I'm just going to tippy toe for the
That's
rest
great.
of the
We
session.
can do that.
That works.
There we go.
That's
We can
fine.
make it work.
Yeah, that works.
So, next game that we are heading into is going to be Optic versus Splyce. Gentlemen, winners bracket finals. What a game we have in store for us. What's your initial thoughts?
All right. I want to say Optic might take it, but Splyce is a very good team. I think we're going to go all the way to Game 7, I want to say, because Splyce have been doing absolutely excellent work. They keep on doing a lot of team meetings after every single game that they're doing. And as far as Optic Gaming, they've always had that great synergy, and they're just doing so excellent already that they have zero spirits down right now.
Hard to bet against Optic Gaming in a tournament setting, right? I mean, check out the win-loss ratio from the regular season. Only dropped a one game, and that was a Game 5 against Liquid, who aren't even here in the winners bracket final. They're down in the elimination bracket. So, yeah, it really is hard to bet against these guys. A lot of people thought they might have a harder time yesterday against Team Envious, but they really kind of just swept the floor with them. I mean, it wasn't close. They got rid of them 3-0 pretty quickly. Like, right, come on, let's move on to Championship Sunday. Let's get this done.
As Strongside said earlier, they have never not been in a winners bracket finals, this squad. An absolutely sublime squad. They've won 3-0 3 times already this tournament, but they're going up against the young guns, Splyce. They also had a fantastic day yesterday, 3-0ing Era Eternity, 3-0ing Infused, and then 3-2 against Liquid. These guys, could they do it, Butters?
They have exactly what it takes. They're all great shooters. They're doing so far really well in the tournament. Again, so far, Team Liquid the only ones that have taken the game off of Optic, but right now Splyce does have what it takes to do the same. They just got to follow what Liquid did and just keep on doing that. They don't want to get knocked out. So far, they're all perfectly done playing. Excuse me, I'm like tongue-tied here.
That's okay.
Put your teeth back in, man. Come on.
We'll
There
get
you
some
go.
tongue twisters next time before you start.
Red lorry, yellow lorry.
That's a good
That's
one.
a good
A lot
one,
of
right?
Americans
Yeah,
don't know
that's
that
my
one.
go-to.
Harry, how do Splyce beat Optic then? What's the keys to victory here? What have you got to avoid? Because Optic are just such a powerhouse, and they look in fine form at the moment.
I honestly think a lot of it will come down to the game types we see in this series. Optic haven't looked the best on some of the game types, particularly Eden Slayer. Those are kind of the game types in which we've seen Optic have the lowest win percentage in terms of game types. I'm looking at also maybe the Rig Strongholds could potentially catch them out as well, but I do worry for Splyce, honestly, because this is an Optic gaming team. We keep saying it, back-to-back Halo WC champions. They're world champions for a reason. And, you know, in a LAN setting, we haven't seen Splyce really turn up before. Fair enough, online they've been beating them in scrims and stuff, but this is a live event, man. That's a big-ass stage over there. The lights are bright, and it's a completely different setting than playing at home in your bedroom against these guys.
And they're young players. Can they bring out the big guns? We're on such a big stage. I mean, last time these two teams faced up against each other in the Pro League, we're rewinding to the 22nd of June. It was a 3-0 victory for Optic as well. But do you think Splyce will have taken those results? They would have gone over the VODs, they would have studied everything to try and be as prepared as possible in case they do go up against the first seed?
Well, that'd be the main thing that a coach would have to do, is make sure that they're going over as much gameplay as they can and watching the Optic game, during their own scrims to see who does what and who goes where. But it's Optic. They're absolutely key players to every single objective. Anybody can do the flag running. They know the routes. Anybody can do the strongholds and block spawns. And again, like I said yesterday, they're all a coach, and they just know how to talk to each other perfectly fine without getting tilted.
And there's the game types on your screen. It's going to be a best of 7. Of course, it has to be. It's the winners bracket finals. And Harry, we're going to be starting off with Coliseum Capture the Flag. And I spoke about the last time they faced off against each other in Pro League. This was a game that went 3-1 in favor of Optic. What are your thoughts?
We saw them actually take down Envious on this game type yesterday as well, despite that bit of a strange rocket team kill.
Yeah.
I don't know if you witnessed that one, but that was a bit of a strange one. Hopefully none of those kind of shenanigans go down in this map, but I'm looking at game number 2 as a potential bounce back here for Splyce, because in my opinion, game 1 definitely goes to Optic after what I saw yesterday against Team Envious. Game 2 Eden Slayer was a game type I alluded to earlier on that Optic really kind of struggled with, right? It's one of those game types where you have to be on point in terms of timing, the sniper and the overshield. We have Boo Boo Doo and Shotzi on the side of Splyce. You give those guys a sniper, those dudes are rarely going to miss, and they're really going to push the advantage with that weapon. So first 2 games, I'm thinking after that, we're going to be 1-1, and then after that, oh, it's going to be a fun series. We got Strongholds, Flags, Slayers, we got all the business. I just want to watch this one, honestly. This is going to be a good one for the spectator.
For me, I would say that game number 1 is going to go to Splyce, 3-2.
Wow. Okay.
Eden Slayer, however, Optic Gaming has a great setup at blue base, and it seems blue base is their strongest side because every time they have sniper, they usually rotate from red to blue. So they feel really confident in blue. So if Splyce can prevent them from going to blue and getting their hardcore setup, they will have a chance at, breaking some parts of this wall.
I'm going to get my lasso out and I'm going to pull you back in a little bit. You said game 1, you think Splyce are going to take this 3-2. Why do you think they're going to win this one, just very quickly?
Because Splyce do know some combat evolving areas as far as the rocket goes. Now, if they do take the advantage in the beginning of the game and knock the combat evolve onto their side of the map, they can grab the rockets. Team Liquid does this very well. You always see Sub-Zero going for it as soon as possible. Optic Gaming, they just like to run and gun. They said, hey, you're going to take the time to look in the sky. Well, I'm going to bum rush you and take you down.
Well, we're just about ready to get this winner's bracket final underway. Optic versus Splyce. Who's going to be moving forward to the grand final? Let's move over to our casters, Strongside and Walshy, to see how this one's going to go down.
All right, thank you, Gaskin. Yes, I'm here with the guy who led the charge back in the day. So let me pick up some kills, pick up those one-shots, and just keep leading the way. But Walsh side duo is in full effect. We are ready to go. Dave, what do you think about this matchup right now?
It's really tough to predict. Splyce clearly have the capability to beat a squad like Optic. However, when you play this matchup 10 times, I don't see them winning it 10 out of 10 times. I see them winning it maybe like 2 or 3 out of 10 times at most. So that's just credit to how good of a squad Optic is.
Yeah, this is one of their better game types as well. The Royal 2 spot, it's been deemed after him when he's got the sniper by Blue Cave, but we're getting straight into it. Capture the flag. Coliseum, you've got sniper, you've got rockets. First to 3 caps will win. Royal 2 already's got his eyes on the prize over there by the sniper. His teammate will go down. That's going to be 2 down for Splyce, though. As you see, Optic Gaming make their push over for the snipe. Shotzi pushed down to 1 shot. And on the other side, believe it or not, Frosty has already got the flag back in the base.
Yeah, as we just saw a scuffle going on over on Snipe side. Look at Frosty. He acquires that 1 kill on Rocket side, runs it Rocket corner, gets it all the way back to his base, and they're not done yet. They're running a second cap.
And it looks like that flag will be stopped here at the elbow. Going for the return, the rocket will take him down. Shooter does have 1 rocket left. Splyce slowing Optic down there just for a moment. Optic came in very hot there at the first start of the 30 seconds, able to get that first flag cap in. Dave, what are you seeing?
So one thing I was seeing is that Optic obviously opted to go get that first flag cap, but they gave up weapons while doing so. Clearly when you're running flag back, it's tough to keep full map control doing it. So we're going to have to see what Splyce can do with map control here, because they have the flag out, they have plenty of snipe ammo. I think they're out of rockets at this point, but when all's counted up, you notice how much control they had across the map, and because of it, they have this flag all the way back at the base.
Yeah, 2 were down for Optic Gaming, 2 still down, so if they can get that return, Boo Boo Doo Boo might be able to just close it out, but nades are coming in from everywhere. No chance he's going to be able to get this just yet. He's got to take it slow. Teammates are spawning up. Boo Boo Doo Boo's playing it smart, waiting for his teammates. Gets in for the beatdown, but that's 2 down for Splyce. I am very curious about that play.
How did that happen? What should have been, in theory, an easy capture for Splyce, they just got outslayed at their own base. When you have the flag all the way back at your own base, you just have to go 1 for 1. Your teammates are going to spawn so much closer.
And there you go, Royal 2 will lose that sniper. Splyce is able to take down 3 players of Optic Gaming and now get that flag out. Lethal trying to stop the Flake
what
player.
a good move. Sorry to cut you off, but right there what Shooter did, as his teammate was running the flag out front window, he stepped in front of those shots. You notice how he didn't do a natural strafe. If that was 1v1 fight against Lethal, he would just been strafing left and right like normal. Instead, he plays bodyguard role, steps right in front of his teammate, so Lethal was not able to hit his teammate nearly as easy.
Definitely something you were really good at doing back in the day, Walsh. Walsh, and Shooter's able to pick up the killing spree. Picks up 5 kills in a row without dying. Now pushing into the base again, but they have yet been able to get that flag back and get a capture. They've been able to get that flag moving. They've got to get this return, but that's going to be 1 down for Optic. Make that 2. This looks like it could go in the favor of Splyce.
It's going to be a round of slaying once again, though. There we go. 3 members of Splyce jumping in on that flag recovery. I believe they got that back, but the flag's still back at the bridge. Shotzzy came all the way over. Not sure if that was a great move or a rookie mistake from the young gun.
All right, missing a couple shots with the sniper there. Shooter now trying to stay alive. 2 down for Optic Gaming. Again, about to be 3. Make it 3, and that flag was returned, though. So after all of that mess was happening, Splyce was unable to get that capture, but they are back into the base of Optic Gaming, looking like they're going to get another flagpole.
They're stringing together a lot of kills, but it's not translating into captures. I'm looking at the Prowler right now. 35 kills for Splyce and only 20 for Optic, but the scoreboard, that doesn't matter. All that matters is flag caps in this game.
Optic still holding on, not allowing Splyce to get a capture. Snakebite pushing over towards the Rocket side. He's got his teammates, 1 following in closely behind, and 2 pushing over towards the snipe side. Optic really works in duos. Frosty gave him some cover, takes down Boo Boo Doo. That's going to be 2 down for Splyce as 1 spawns up. Frosty just still hanging back. He's waiting for those 3 teammates to push up, but Frosty just taking it slow. Rockets are coming up. He doesn't need to rush it. He's just waiting for Snakebite to get that sniper so they can have both power weapons in their hands. Airborne snapshot by Frosty. Turns around looking to pick up the double kill. He won't get the double, but he will finish the kill.
An unofficial double, but most importantly, as you talked about, that airborne snapshot took out Renegade. Renegade from the Splyce squad had the other sniper rifle, and that now gives Frosty a perfect setup. He's going to be able to rotate on over to Cave, where he can get some easy angles on players spawn over at Rocket Corner, or he can rotate over and see players flanking down low, going towards Fountain.
And they've got Rockets lethal pulling the flag. Frosty in a prime position to get some sniper shots going here. That's going to be 2 down for Splyce as they all spawn up over by that elbow, but there was a player able to get that flag moving as he zips by your screen. He's able to stay alive and get the flag back to Splyce's elbow. Keeping that alive, Frosty has still stayed alive here towards the corner, but look at this from downtown. Shotzzy with a stick.
Yeah, Shotzzy just couldn't have putting a stop to Frosty's spree right there. That was such a crucial play to kill. You could even see the frustration in Frosty's play there because he got 2 people weak down by the scatter shot, was not able to get any finishes, any angles, and did not get any help until it was too late.
Dave, what do you think for Splyce? They're not able to get this flag back and get a cap. What are they not doing? What is going wrong for them?
That is a really tough one to pick apart because in most cases it's sort of like, all right, just get the slays, push out together. But we've seen Splyce pushing together, getting slays. They're actually out-slaying Optic by 9 kills in this game. I just felt like that one small mistake early on where they let Frosty slip by, win his 1v1, and run that flag back. And then the other mistake was when they gave up control at their own base. Shotzzy left the flag completely. They went over, got the recovery, but both teams ended up having flags recovered.
A Royal 2 drops the flag down for a teammate as he picks up the sniper. Nice little present for him. Not a player you want to have the sniper if you're on the receiving end of this. Shotzzy will go down. Royal 2 does spot a few players in the blue base. Misses that shot, but that player will get away. But Lethal and Snakebite are pushing it. Snakebite has rockets. Seems like Optic has had majority control of the power weapons. Even though they don't have more kills than Splyce, they're capitalizing on those moments where they do have the power weapons.
Yeah, they're catching up. I mean, for a while there, as we talked about those numbers, they were outslayed by about 15 kills, nearly double their amount of kills. Is actually closer to 75%. But whole point being is they've gotten just so many slays recently, just being able to show how powerful they are when they can go even in slays and not have to just get spawn killed.
Splyce still holding on pretty darn well right now without having the Rockets or Sniper, keeping their flag alive on that other side, not allowing Optic to get this return. I mean, Royal 2's been sitting up at top catwalk for at least 30 to 40 seconds. Now he'll finally drop, but he's been in complete control of this side of the map. Splyce still trying to get some type of control, but look at this flag.
Where Optic moved the flag. They decided to just go full offensive mode. This is a risky play because in some cases, even if they get the slays, they aren't guaranteed that cap because they're going to be playing players who rotate over through Rocket Tide.
All right, well, we did see a live tweet coming at the bottom right of your screen just moments ago. Folks at home, be sure to tweet at us. Let us know what you're thinking of this match right now. Let us know who you think is going to be winning this. Is it Optic Gaming or is it Splyce? Snakebite almost falling off the map there, but he's going to get that push up on Bubudubu. He will punish him with that perfect kill. Lethal now making his way back with the flag, trying to stop the flanker Shotzi. Shotzi with the carbine, Renegade with the sniper kill, Bubudubu with the pistol kill, and this could be a return. They're able to slay them all. This may be a flag
This
cap.
could be a double cap. This could be a double cap right now, Strong Side. They got the slays. They had the flag over on bridge in perfect position, so what a great run right there. I know they got that flag tossed out. I did not see how far it actually went on the bridge, so this is probably a dead cap at this moment. However, if that flag could have gotten towards Bomb Center, that could have been bad news for Optic Gaming.
Renegade doing a phenomenal job at trying to just buy some time for his teammates to push up, but he'll lose that sniper. Fortunately, there's only one bullet left in that 1v1 battle between Shooter and Snakebite. Bubudubu will come to the rescue, take down Snakebite, but they are trapped at bottom middle. Players flying down from the sky. Frosty gets taken down by a headshot from Shooter as Shooter opts to make his way back over towards the snipe side. Sniper coming up in less than 20 seconds. Focal point is definitely going to be over here as both teams want to try and get their hands on these power weapons here because there is not much time left in this game. You get a 2-1 lead, you definitely could play a little bit more defensive and have that comfortability knowing that you can just close it out with time.
Yeah, and as Sniper's coming up, neither team really has full setup here. But look at what Frosty's doing again. That was another time where I think we saw him trying to pull that flag. Actually, it may have been lethal during that last grab, but when there's times where we see members of Splyce focus on power weapons, we've seen Optic, like at the very beginning of the game, or right now, actually getting a flagpole and moving it across the map.
All right, well, Renegade trying to get that return. He's able to get that a little bit further and make that flag return. And look at this. That's going to be two players from Splyce pushing in, but two players will go down. So Renegade's able to get him weak and get this flag moving. But Optic Gaming, actually two go down for Optic Gaming. So it looks like he may be able to get this back. Turns around to start some slaying, but that flag is still sitting up on top. Catwalk gets the grab. We are all the way back in the base. He is getting pelted. He can't make it up. He goes down. He got stuck on the ramp. He couldn't get up. Players from Splyce falling down left and right, and Optic Gaming is punishing them for this mistake.
As our old friend Pac used to say, there must be some glue on the ground here or something. That's a tough ramp to get on up. And we saw Renegade struggling right there. We've all been in that position in matchmaking, just trying to cut a little too close, and you just know how steep that angle is.
Well, both flags are out, and we are at a standoff once again. Optic Gaming holding back. We saw them bring that flag up all the way to Blue Cave earlier. Looks like Lethal is not going to do that this time. It looks like his teammates are able to get that return, and there you go. Optic Gaming are up 2-1 with less than a minute and 30 seconds remaining. Splyce have got to work quick here.
Yeah, Optic win the fights when they need to. They're also just being incredibly objective efficient. They're still being outplayed this game. Outplayed by 7 kills, which is not that massive amount when you're talking about 11 minutes having transpired so far. But same point being, they aren't heavily outplaying the Splyce squad. Splyce showing that they have the individual skill. They just need to work together a little bit better and come up clutch in the moments where they need it.
Well, it looks like Splyce is trying to make a push here in from the snipe side. Royal 2 doing everything he can to stay alive. He will get his shields back, and that player is still in their cave, but Renegade's going to go down. Lethal falls as well, as you'll see in the kill feed. So 3 players up on each team. Bubudubu goes down. It looks like Splyce is just getting terrorized by Optic Gaming in their base here. Optic Gaming will not let them enter this base at all. So now we're seeing them potentially make this move here, though, over by the flag, but Optic constantly pecking, just shot after shot, not letting any player get in with full shields.
Yeah, and this is really tough because we saw so many moments earlier where Splyce were having trouble after they've already had so many slays. Now they're going to have to somehow just get a couple kills and get the flagpole. I don't foresee this happening here in the next 20 seconds, Strong Side.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look very good here for Splyce. Optic playing a bit more defensive there after they got that second cap. And you're over at Shooter, but less than 10 seconds. This is all but over. No one there to grab the flag. As we count down 3, 2, 1, Optic Gaming will take game number 1 over Splyce, but that's not to say how close that game was and how incredibly of a high slaying game that was as well. Walsh, tell us about that.
Yeah, especially the fact that they got outslayed. Sure, 3 kills is basically even slaying at this moment, but whole point being is when you're trying to look at slays overall, that they're able to get outslaying Optic, yet still losing objective games. That's never a position you want to be in. In most games, like I always try to talk about objective efficiency, in most games with these pro level players, whatever team outslays an objective game is probably going to win the game, but Optic just showing how good they are at running the objective.
I think honestly it did come down to the one moment where Renegade got caught on the lip of that ramp. If he was able to just get up that ramp, maybe move a little bit to the right side, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that looked like it could have been a cap.
Yeah, it absolutely could have. I mean, having the flag die near your fountain compared to having it die near your flag platform is 2 completely different situations, because a player over on Rocket side still has an angle on that flag. A player coming through fountain still has an angle on the flag. Whereas as soon as you get it around that corner, you have pretty much smooth sailing. Someone has to somehow already be around Rocket corner or over at your cave in order to get any shots on it.
Right, you are, well, Optic Gaming versus Splyce. You know, a fun fact here, when Snakebite and Royal 2 won their first tournament in 2012, this was Halo Reach, Shotzi was in elementary school.
Shotzi was in elementary school.
Now,
oh my God.
Shotzi is in the winter bracket finals, fighting for his first tournament win, trying to get to the grand finals and claim a victory at 16 years of age.
That is absolutely incredible. I mean, this kid is so good at such a young age. And I mean, just going to keep getting better. It seems like he still has, obviously, some of the best movement in the game. However, clearly working on some of those smarts still. On one hand, when he dropped that flag earlier in Coliseum, I'm not sure exactly if he was still the flag holder on Coliseum flag, where he just left it back at his base, or if he had just left it back for another teammate. Maybe there's some sort of blunder there, but clearly after they got 3 or 4 kills, I believe they got 3 kills, got the flag recovery, and didn't get that cap. That is a big mistake from the Splyce squad.
Well, all smiles from Lethal after that first win. He's feeling good. There is your boy Renegade talking shop with the squad, getting ready for game number 2. But Dave, we've got a best of 7 series here, so it is not close to being over at all.
Yeah, not close to being over, but one thing to also keep in mind from yesterday's series, if we're trying to keep this consistent, like when they played against Envy, the first 2 games were extremely close, whereas game 3 was a blowout. So those close games are the ones you need to snag from Optic. Those are the ones you need to push you over in those series, and that one can come back to bite them.
All right, well, as you take a look at the series layout, Eden Slayer is up next. And yes, there is a sniper rifle on this map, so you look at both teams, incredibly individual skilled. Any player could pick up that sniper and go off at any single second. So let's get right into it. Splyce versus Optic Gaming. Optic Gaming lead the charge 1-0. Who do you want to kick things off with?
Well, we talked about the young gun, so let's jump on with Shotzi, one of the quickest players in the game. Most players don't usually go for sniper at the beginning, and that's the reason why. Lethal shutting down Shotzi right out of the gate. That's a 1-0 lead for Optic.
Definitely not a start you want to have, but Renegade trying to make up for it. He's able to pick up a kill on Lethal, but already being down 3-2, and I believe that sniper may have went into the hands of a player. Actually, that is in the hands of Frosty right now. So Frosty does have overshield and sniper, so we're gonna see if he can put this to use as he's making his way around towards the blue blend, giving his teammates some cover here over by the tower. He notices both of them go down, and this is a nice rotation around the map.
Yep, one of the first things a lot of these players do is as soon as a couple teammates go down, they try to count the numbers across the map and realize, okay, I should push this opposite way. In worst case scenario, I'm gonna run to a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 fight, and I can at least have a better chance of fighting out of there instead of just waiting to get collapsed on.
Lethal almost getting taken down by the Hydra launcher there, but Royal 2 now has the sniper on the squad. Trying to pick off a player across the map. Now you see more Hydra shots coming in, but Optic in their pairs. You have 2 players here over by red base and 2 players pushing over by the tower. No sign of Splyce around there. You see one player poke his head out over by the tower, but no one really showing themselves too much. Not giving Royal 2 any opportunity to take any kills here. Only 6-5, almost 2 minutes into the game. Walsh, do you expect this to kind of be at this pace throughout the entire game?
Well, the pace kind of dictates around where the weapons are and who has them. So, for example, as soon as Optic gets set up in a situation, you're not going to have Splyce members just running around giving up free deaths. However, as soon as there's a few kills, just like we saw right there, these members are going to collapse right in. They take out Royal 2, Frosty, and I believe it's Lethal, back to back to back. And so because of that, they now have Sniper, and we're going to see how we're going to set up for that overshield.
Shotzzy just trying to escape with his life. He's able to get away with the nade and doubles back to take down Lethal over here. Shotzzy picks up the double kill, taking down Frosty. They've taken the lead 13-8. Here we go. He's got his teammate with overshield as well, light rifle in his backpack, ready to take on anyone. Going for the quick body shot, ready to just finish it off with the light rifle shot to the head as well. And I like how he put that sniper in his back pocket, and look at this, just using this extremely efficiently, just getting players weak. Yeah, he may not be picking up the kills, but his teammates are right there to finish it off.
Now here's one thing, is right now Splyce are primed for a win in this game. They have a 10-kill lead. They have sniper control. They have overshield in the hands of Boo Boo. So I want us to go to a listen here with Splyce and see how they're going to try to close this one out against Optic.
They're nading at plasma.
Two red window.
Go shoot.
You're set now, you're set now.
Just naded it. Two red window.
One shot red alley, snake bite.
Two red window.
One shot red alley.
All weak.
One shot red alley.
Got it. I'm pushing red. Red alley, I'm pushing red. In red, watch out. We can clash. We clash red alley as well. I'm one shot.
Pushing red alley. Red alley, red alley. Got him. Nice, Ryan.
I got red window. Stay alive, Ryan. Red window weak. We're shot. Red SMG weak. I get him. He'll die. He'll die. Top cow again. Stay alive. I got shots. 3 shots in. 1 shot top cat. Typing mid cat or something.
Top cat? Where's top cat?
Turbine typing or something, John.
Where's this guy top cat?
Live. They have snipe. I'm not sure he backed up.
It has one snipe bullet.
I saw on red Ben. Hey,
I'm right side tower right now.
I'm looking blue Ben. Yo. Outside red. Outside blue.
And they could be tower.
OS is 30, 46 OS.
Blue window. I got shots on team.
Top cat.
Oh, we have a good lead. One blue BR. Snake bite. I'm just gonna LR.
Let's start going outside for OS. 46, 20 seconds.
John,
OS,
just tell me if you need help outside. Hey,
Blue window. They're working outside.
I hear you, yeah. Yo, John, back up. They're gonna push you.
Blue stairs.
One still blue window.
And two blue stairs. Blue
Trip sniping weak. Oh, I got pit. Blue sticky one. Pit one shot. Two blue sticky. He's sniping.
You're gonna clear OS. OS in 5, 46.
I still have.
Blue sticky and you play watch it.
Top cat, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. Over it now.
They're gonna get it. I have plasma pistol. Just hold tower.
Nice. Yo, I'm getting to you in.
Where's he going with OS? I have plasma.
I got
blue side. I think they're pushing you, Jesse.
Where's Jesse?
Watch out. I got one. I got him.
Does
he have Obi? Does he have Obi? No. I don't know where Obi is.
Blue stairs maybe sniping?
Is blue clear?
I don't know.
I think he grabbed sniper and ran, to be honest. Because I killed the sniper
I'm trying to watch over you.
He's on me.
Where's OS at?
I'm on me with us.
Alright, it's all good.
And red sniping. Red sniping, guys. They're gonna
Red window, 2 of them. One shot plat, red bridge to OS. Run the
I have
security.
plasma pistol. Just tell me
Alright,
where he's going.
Yeah, top guy, yo, pit guys, pit right now.
Top cat with OS. I have plasma pistol. He's one shot.
Red security.
Red security.
Pit box.
2 red security.
Red security weak. 2 weak, one shot, roll 2.
One shot. They're
2
both
one shot.
red security.
3 here.
3 there. John's got a flank.
They're all weak.
Nice.
Okay, guys, one more. Sniping.
There you see it, a triple kill from Renegade, putting on a show. Splyce is still holding on to this lead, and they have still got control of the weapons as well. Something to note during that listening, you saw all 4 players from Splyce surround red base and completely collapse in from every entrance, every which way. Optic players were trying to get away and sneak out, and you heard Boo Boo Doo say, I've got him. Nobody on his team needs to worry about it, and they trusted him, and he finished off the kill.
Yeah, there's so much trust there because there's a lot of times where you hear a one shot on the board somewhere, and if you don't see that show up in the kill feed instantly, sometimes you might have too much attention focused over in that one area, but you heard that sort of trust each other, saying, I'll get the kill. It's not done yet. I just need to wait out a grenade or 2. I will finish it off. Focus your attention elsewhere. So great distribution of attention from the Splyce squad.
Shotzi's got his eyes here on the sniper coming up. Let's see if anyone from Optic is going to play a little bit risque and go for it. Yes, Frosty does, and Shotzi calls him out for that mistake. He'll take him down. That sniper is still sitting up, and now we're seeing Splyce slowly kind of rotate around the map. What do you think about this play here?
Well, it felt like Frosty beforehand kind of got away with that sniper for free, so this time Shotzi actually watching it, punishing the player for it. So you gotta wonder if that was a little too aggressive, though. He had a little bit of ammo. I'm sure his teammate has overshield, so I'm wondering why they pushed in opposite directions. They knew they had players in blue, and you notice how this player is charging all the way towards red.
Splyce has more than double the kills right now of Optic game. This is not something we normally see. This is not a position we see Optic Gaming in very often, if at all. It's 41-20. Shooter now with the overshield, and we're gonna see them kind of slow down here just a bit. And now the sniper goes into another player on Splyce, which is gonna be Bubu Dubu. We've seen a lot through him over his entire career, constantly showing off, constantly performing at the highest level. And he is going to be the one to kind of rotate and use his team for that distraction and pick off Royal 2. Frosty goes down as well, 44-21. I mean, Dave, is it even possible for Optic Gaming to come back at this point?
In my book, no. But, I mean, theoretically, they could get a bunch of kills, get full setup. But it's really tough here on...
Sounds like a hard no.
On this map. Yeah, it's a pretty hard no. It's hard to go from down 25 kills to coming back and win the game. So... There's even times where it's like you're down by 7 kills and their team's at 47. That's a really tough one. So my guess is Optic is just chalking this one up and saying, all right, that's a loss, move on. One thing I talked to Lethal about the other day was we were doing an interview. He said, you go into a series, you hope for a 3-0. However, you go into with realistic expectations. There's going to be times where sometimes you lose games. However, I don't think he ever goes into a series expecting to lose a Team Slayer game 50-22.
Well, look at that crowd as well. You saw him there for just a second. We've got a packed house here. People are ready to see these top teams play at the highest level. Taking a look at the stats, though, Renegade, 17 kills, leading his team to a victory right there. But that score line, 50-22. That is a very well done stake by Splyce.
And can you ever think of the last time we've ever seen Frosty shut down this hard? We even saw opportunities where Frosty had sniper in his hand, and he only went 3-15. Renegade right here with one of those triple kills he just caught the back end of, and what incredible plays here from Splyce. They got me feeling real good.
I really liked the communication that they had when we had that listen in. It wasn't too chaotic. Their comms weren't wild. It was interesting to really hear just the simple call out. I've got him, I got him. And everyone kind of disperses. They went their separate way. Boo finished off the kill. But you can definitely see there's a lot of confidence, especially with some of the shots that they were going for with the sniper. They were playing a little bit more risque, and they knew they could. Once you start feeling that fire, that confidence, you know you're going to hit some dirty shots.
Yeah, and the other thing that was most impressive, too, is there was a couple times where Optic had control of the map. It's not just like Splyce had control at the very beginning, held it the entire game, and got this 50-22 victory. There was a couple times Optic had sniped, they had all 4 alive, and as soon as those members fell down one after the other, they cut off Optic's rotations. I've seen very few teams actually do that. I've seen them usually get 1 or 2 members of Optic down, a couple of members of Optic rotate away, stay alive, run away, and live to fight another day. This was not the case here.
Yep, you are. Well, that was clutch there for just a second. That is the coach of Optic Gaming this tournament, not Royal 1. They have swapped between Royal 1 and Clutch multiple times from tournament to tournament. They had Royal 1 before, but Clutch, he decided to sub in.
It's due to school. I think Royal 1 is finishing up his degree. He has a couple of obligations that he sometimes can't make out to these events. But I was talking to Clutch before this event. He had mentioned, like, yeah, I would love to coach them as much as we can. But obviously, at the end of the day, blood is blood. It's Royal 2's brother. Of course, when he comes back, he's probably going to have that coaching spot.
Exactly. But something that Clutch brings a lot to the team, he's a national champion. He has been playing and competing throughout Halo for a handful of years. So he understands the game at a pretty high level, and that's something that's always great to have. It's similar to Ogre 2 or T-Squared. When you have players that understand the game a certain way and maybe can't execute like they used to, it's great to have that mind just right there to help you out.
Yeah, just having that trust in your coach. It's one of those things where you hear someone like Clutch or Ogre 2 call out, running a flag a certain direction, you're going to trust that call out. There's going to be a lot of other coaches out there that there's some great coaches on the circuit, but some of them don't have the exact same game knowledge as some of these other players who have played at the top level.
Right, you are. Well, let's take a look at the series layout real quick before we go into game number 3. We're all tied up 1-1, going into Empire Strongholds next. Walsh, with how fast this game type is and how quickly these two teams play, what are you thinking about this one?
This one's just so tough to call. I mean, there's just this mosh pit going on down in bottom center where these players are fighting over and over and over again. I'd be curious to actually know what percentage of deaths happen in bomb center compared to the rest of the map here. So it's going to be a fight for pit. That's simply put.
Well, the fight for pit is on as Lethal is right above top middle,
Oh my
but
God.
dropped immediately within seconds. Overshield and Camo being fought for. Frosty goes down. The first two players to fall are going to be Optic players. There you see Shotzi go down as they battle over that Overshield, but Royal 2 goes down as well. He cannot get the grab. Renegade will have to give up that OS as Snakebite got hit by that plasma pistol, but it was a little too late as he had already slammed that Overshield into his chest.
Yeah, Snakebite's just gonna try to find any fights he can, but once again, 3 members of Splyce just melt him down. Still, pit has not been acquired yet. Both these teams just vying for control. They just want to make sure they get slayed. In fact, only one of the bases had been grabbed up until this point, so we're going to have to see which one of these teams try to initiate the move on pit. I find it hard to believe that either of these teams are going to jump in without getting a kill first. Looks like slay after slay happening. Boo Boo Doo was actually taken down with Camo, which was a bit of a mistake, but in the end, it still seems even footing here on this map.
Shooter will fall here as the battle for pit continues. Still, player after player going down. Like you said, still no one able to get this capture, but it is right there. It got reset once again. 2 down for Splyce. We are more than a minute into the game, and this bottom middle stronghold has not been captured.
A lot
there,
of elbows
it
being
finally
thrown,
gets captured.
some shoving. I feel like I'm back at the Waka Flocka concert here on Friday night. Man, it's a little rough down there in that pit, but Optic eventually coming ahead. It's such a tough one to initially get a control of, but once you have pit, it's a great feeling because you can grenade it from nearly anywhere. You just bait the pit, and it's such a, it draws these players out to one of the worst positions on the map.
Without a doubt, well, Lethal backing up so he doesn't get hit by that grenade as his teammates push up from that red side of the tower. Plasma grenade goes flying by his face as he evades that. 2 down for Splyce. Frosty's gonna fall here, and Snakebite. So 2 on 2 make that 3 on, or excuse me, 2 on 1 now, and he's able to get that reset here at bottom middle and keep that control.
Yeah, and that player just instantly gave up pit. As soon as they realized they were getting contested and they didn't have numbers, they tried to run away with their life. Lethal going for the hunt, trying to get that finish. Was not entirely successful in that fight, but in the end, his team did a great job. But somehow, Boo Boo Doo Boo sneaks down into pit with Camo as his teammates are distracted on the other side of the map. That is such a huge play.
And Renegade on the other side of the map was able to pick up Overshield. So getting a bit of control here, and now with the trip cap, can Renegade make it over there? He's not able to make it in time to get that reset, but he's probably going to pick up a few kills here as he's moving in with Boo Boo Doo Boo, who has Camo. Renegade finishes off Snakebite. Looks like they're going to be able to maybe hold a trip cap for just a second, but red base is about to be lost. Nade's coming in, and I like how Boo Boo Doo Boo's not making this push into the base. He realizes he's the only one pushed up. There's not much he can do if there's 2 players in there.
Yeah, it's not a one-man job pushing into a base by yourself. It's okay to flank once the other team is committed and pushed out elsewhere, but right now, Boo Boo's just saying time is on his side. He's going to keep trying to counter whatever movement Optic makes. So whether that happens to be beating that with force outside or flanking over and getting a reverse cap on the other side.
All right, well, 3 down for Splyce, 3 down for Optic Gaming. Last 2 players on the map. Shooter will get the double kill. That will bring them into a little bit more control again. It looks like they may make that red base and blue base stronghold trade again. Optic gets the red base over on the other side. Splyce about to get the capture. Shooter hanging back. And folks, for those of you at home, check out the bottom of your screen. We've got a gold rec pack giveaway. Head over to halo.gg, sign into your gamer tag, sign into your account, type in Killtacular11 to redeem your free gold rec pack.
And since I'm not at my computer, sign into my account as well. The tag is www.walshy.com and password is password1234. So help me on out, log right in and get me that gold rec pack.
All right, I bet some people are for sure gonna try that. And if that is your password, that is amazing. Well, 3 down for Splyce. Actually, you know what? Let's pull out my phone. Let's try this out right now. Splyce is up 38-23. Boo Boo Doo Boo taking it slow, but Optic Gaming is able to get a hold of 2 strongholds now. Over on the other side, Lethal picks up a perfect kill. He's got Camo. Overshield is coming up in just a moment. Oh no! Almost a ninja, but instead he gets the help from some teammates and he's able to stay alive. I believe that Overshield was burned, possibly. Does Does not look like anyone from
Yeah,
Optic
I did
does
not see
have
anyone
that.
get it, but Lethal's just doing a really good job making the most out of this camo, using it to its fullest duration. So right now, for the very first time, we see Optic with a trip cap. We saw Splyce with it earlier. I want to hear how the comps are going on the Optic side and see if they're going to bring this game back and pull in the lead. So let's go to Astro listening with Optic Gaming.
I'm going on TJ Blue. I'm going on TJ Blue.
One shot in blue on TJ on the pillar.
I'm gonna nade it.
Two there, two there.
Yeah, stay alive. Long spot. Got him. They're getting red. They're getting red.
You got red.
I'm gonna go tower right away. Actually, I'm gonna go outside.
Red flag, tower.
Hey, light, Matt. Brad, you were by yourself. We're 3-man pushing outside right now. I'm pushing this. He's under the nade.
Up there again.
Under the nades on me. Anyone have nades?
Turbine, one shot. Turbine one.
Under the nades. I think there's 2 here, guys. Boo Boo and one other, both under the nades. Stay alive, guys. Red splinters right now and red VR. Red window. Outside red. So he's sitting on my X.
I got one tower. I'm gonna push red.
Yeah, you're good, Brad. Go.
Red. I got a shot.
Reply. He's red security, Brad. I don't know. I'm getting hit front red.
Cam is 43. 43 camo.
I'm one hit. Don't put and then
43 camo. Let's all go for it.
grab this guy. I'm pushing blue.
Inside blue. Pushing blue.
2 blue 2. One's one hit. Gotta beat down. The other one's one hit to your right. One hit to your right still.
I'm just gonna game.
One hit to the right. Gotta shield back.
One dead.
One hit in tower.
Camo's up.
I shot back. Got that camo. In blue. Yo, let's play pit. Last guy pit. Get blue.
26 OS.
You got out. Alright.
10 seconds OS.
Alright. I'm gonna get this with TJ. And then
Yo, blue sticky. Red curve. 126.
yeah, turn on.
One shot from
Stay alive, bro.
OS is up. On it. He's got it. That's pushing blue.
Red pan.
There you heard it, Optic Gaming, constant and calm call-outs, and not just that, you heard Clutch hop into that as well. 10 seconds for OS, making sure that they are on top of it, making sure that he is heard, and he's being an extreme vocal point on this team.
Yeah, but just because you call out does not mean that you get it. As we see shots to the Young Gun with overshield down the pit, gets taken out by Frosty's camo and plasma combo. So right there, great job by Frosty playing it patient and eventually picking off Shotzzy. But as you talked about before, just because you know the time on the power weapons or power weapons does not mean they're going to be free.
Not at all. Frosty still just cruising around the map on cruise control around here as he sees 2 players go down. Will spot Shotzzy, not able to get the connection with that plasma pistol. Shotzzy ends up taking down Snakebite. Shotzzy ends up coming back and taking out Frosty for the double kill as well. So letting that slip away as Splyce is able to pick up the trip cap. Are they going to be able to get that reset though, as an epic battle happens over at Blue Base? It looks like they are able to, but on the other side, Snakebite is able to keep them alive just a little bit and stop too much bleeding for him happening.
But look how little breathing room they have. As soon as they're just jumping in one of the side bases, this is usually the kind of pressure and force you feel when you're down in pit. But these players on opposite sides of the map and both feeling pressure, so it just goes to show what kind of presence Splyce has on the map and how quickly they're collapsing in on the side bases.
And that's exactly what you have to do against Optic Gaming. You have to not just match their pressure and the aggression that they are playing with, you have to step it up even another notch to make it that much harder for their decision making. So they are absolutely on their toes at all times, sometimes maybe even questioning possibly what they're going to be doing, but Splyce is just playing in your face type of Halo. Here, Renegade taking it slow, knows some players possibly have spawned here over by the red base, and they are creeping up, about to tie the game up. He does get behind Snakebite, gets him down to 1 shot, finds Lethal, going for the 4 shot. That's a perfect kill for Renegade. They keep control of the pit, coming back for Snakebite, but Royal 2 will be right there to beat him down.
Yeah, and that was a questionable jump out, but whole point being is Renegade realized he still had teammates over towards the middle, towards the center of the pit. He wanted to go help and fight where that was at. In the end, clearly it did not pay off. He could have maybe gotten red base, maybe drawn a player back there, but look at just that unhesitating aggression from the Splyce squad. They are not second-guessing any of their moves.
Well, we're coming to the end of this game here, 89-81. This game is coming to a close, and Splyce are leading the charge right now, holding on to that bottom middle pit, but they got to hold on just a little bit longer. That's going to be 1 down for Optic Gaming as they try and sneak around behind Splyce, but Splyce will get the kill. They get the reset. That's going to be 3 down for Optic Gaming. Splyce are looking like they are in a prime position to go ahead here in the series. That looks like it's going to be it. They're holding bottom mid. They're holding blue base 99-81. And folks, if you are a Splyce fan, Splyce are doing it right now. They have won game number 3. They are up against Optic Gaming here in the winners finals. It's 2-1, baby.
This is absolutely incredible. Splyce playing out of their mind. It's very rare that we see a team play against Optic and just play so flawlessly in every state of the game. By each state, I mean there's times when your team is on defensive, like you've had all 4 down, and there's times when you're on even footing with Optic, or there's times where you have control of the map. Splyce is playing perfectly in all 3 states.
Taking a look at the stats there. Stats quite similar, not too much outslaying. I believe Splyce was up by 4 kills, if I did my math correct there very quickly, Walsh. That is going to be Splyce leading with 4 kills, but the assists, both teams, I mean, constantly, they are putting big numbers in the assist department as well, so a lot of teamwork coming out, but I think you put it best. Splyce, their aggression, they are not just trying to match it, they are trying to take it up another notch, another level, and they just keep taking it up notches.
Yeah, that's the thing right now is Splyce, or Optic are giving it 100%. I would say Splyce are giving it like 105%. So to match it up, you broke it down with numbers. I think Optic's just giving 110% this next game. That's just the perfect solution.
I think you're right. All right, taking a look at these replays here. I mean, that really kind of sealed the deal right there. Finishing all 3. Taking a look at Shotzi, though. This young player, 16 years old, just coming out of nowhere.
Anytime you're dropping more kills than how old you are having a good game. I don't know if I'm still capable of that. I don't know if I can jump into a Team Slayer or an objective game and drop a 34 bomb. That might be out of my capability now. I used to do it back in my day, but probably not so much anymore.
Too much now. Well, he's been competing since when? Halo 5. He never competed before then. He has not been competing that long, and he is sitting on the main stage right now in the winter bracket finals. Folks, if you're at home, it could be you. It could be you. It could be anyone. Hook. People were like, no, Hook is rare. Like, no one's going to be like Hook again. Coming out of nowhere, coming out of the scene, and just coming into the top. Shotzi, Renegade, there's a handful of players that are proving that wrong, and players are just flying into the scene.
Yeah, there's definitely a few different players each year that kind of make up the top. It's really tough, though, because, I mean, most cases we see a lot of players, they have to grind through years and years before they see the success that we're seeing out of players like Hook and Shotzi. We're seeing players that, you know, had to get through relegation stuff like Nemesis Destroyed and players like that have been playing and competing for years, and we've seen such quick success for some of these young guns.
Exactly. I mean, take a look at Snakebite. Perfect example. First tournament was in 2007. Took him a long road, many years to make it to where he is now, winning so consistently. And then seeing players come in so quickly and so fast. And it says he's been competing since 2008. He did have a nice little sneaky Halo 2 tournament.
Oh, he probably doesn't talk about that one very much.
Probably doesn't talk about it too much, so we'll make sure we get that corrected for you at home. But he did compete at a Halo 2 tournament with some friends. And but yeah, that kind of got his foot in the door. And from there, intrigued him, wanted to be the best, and worked his way up and constantly put in that effort. And that's why I call him the Stone Cold Killer. You don't really see him break character too much. You don't see too much emotion. When I interviewed him yesterday and asked him about the rocket when he killed Frosty, it was so cool and so interesting to hear him say, he's like, I truly thought I lost the game for us. I thought I lost. That's not something you hear Snakebite say.
No, that's pure honesty, because that's what's going through everyone's mind as soon as that happens. Like, oh, someone blew the game. But yeah, good on Snakebite for not letting that rattle too much. But let's jump on to this match. We are going to jump on with Renegade. We talked a lot about Shotzi's being a young gun. Renegade's also someone who kind of dominated the scene, making a huge name for himself when he played the Straight Rippin' this last season.
He's able to take down the camo player. Snakebite goes down, looking to finish off the one-shot. Pink 1. He's going to go down, though. Optic battling for this control at the Pink Tower, but Splyce is denying every attempt. Shooter with some good sight lines here. Gonna get shot across the map, but he'll get the heck out of dodge with the ground pound, but he'll get beat down by Royal 2 with the double kill. Well, looking at this, what is the main focus here on this game type? I know it's about getting the flag. You want to get into the base, control those spawns at the furthest point, but what are you trying to do right now? What's happening before you get to that point?
When in doubt, you just got to get a bunch of kills. So right now, they're trying to get the best possible position to get Splyce, whether that means collapsing back at their base and they don't have numbers to try to get a kill, or going towards top pink. Looks like Optic not reaching much success with this right now. I know it's early on. It's 8-6 as far as slays go. However, still, anytime you can outslay Optic, especially early on in the game, can set the pace.
Without a doubt. Well, Optic's flag has been taken and being moved, but Boobadooboo is going to fall, and Royal 2 looks like he will be able to get that return as he does. Frosty getting some nice sight lines here from top middle. Always a prime position to be. Beautiful grenade to get both players weak. He'll take down one, gets the other one weak, but not able to finish the kill. Camo popping in about 30 or so seconds as well, so we'll see both teams making their way over there. Shooter flying in, trying to finish off the one shot. And that player is going to clamber and get away up top, but be finished by Shotzi. That's going to be 3 down for Optic Gaming, and that flag is moving.
Renegade decides to take this one a little slow. I'm not sure if this is the right play or not. Max, he actually gets caught off guard over pink side. You could tell he did not expect any member of Optic to be over there in pink. He just assumed that player was probably going under the base at this point, or was playing through level 2, or had pushed already through car, but definitely did not expect someone over at pink.
Renegade top middle helping out Shooter at pink 2, able to help him out, finishes off the kill. That's 2 down. And once again, Renegade is able to stop the camo player from getting away. That's the second time this game. Picks up the double kill on Snakebite. Renegade's not done yet though. He is holding forward and not stopping. Gets the player down bottom under the base as well. 2 down for Optic Gaming, about to potentially be 3, and then they might be able to get that flag moving a little bit further, but all the players here on Splyce are weak. Renegade going for the flank. He is just, he's a machine right now, just unloading. He is a turret.
What incredible movement from him right there. He obviously did not catch off that one-shot player, but instead got 4 shots through a brand new spawner. That's gotta be so frustrating. You spawn over a bubble, you look a little to your left, look a little to your right, don't see anything, and then instantly 4 shots hit you in the ribs.
Renegade picking up some more kills yet to be taken down, and that will do it. Splyce go up here in game number 4, 1-0, getting the first flag cap of the game in a battle. It was Boobadooboo fighting the player here. That's going to be Royal 2 he takes down. You see a little scream coming out of Boobadooboo as well. After that, he'll get finished off across the map though. Renegade dodging. Nope, not going to be able to get around those grenades. Perfectly placed there from Snakebite, bouncing them
what
off
an
the
angle.
ceiling.
That was a great bounce grenade there from Shooter. One thing I want to point out so far this series, I know we are only in game 4. However, Splyce thus far has outplayed Optic in every single game of the series, including the one we're currently watching.
That is definitely interesting because Optic, I mean, you look at them individually skilled, super individually skilled. Team-wise, probably, I mean, you have to say, they're probably the best, just with all the history that they've had. Now they're bringing the flag back into the base. They got the return. Shotzi is here, though. He has been spotted. Lethal is going to have to try and stay alive. Shooter is here as well. He has to bail on the flag, but 3 players go down for Splyce, and Snakebite looking to get a return. But what's happening?
And there was a big mistake. They tossed the flag under the base. Now they're on a bomb center. I usually think flag going under the base is one of the biggest mistakes here. Get in towards bomb center right away is the spot to be if you're trying to put it into a stalemate situation.
Well, that flag is still alive, so Optic's not able to get a flag cap because they can't make it out to get to the return yet. Splyce has eyes on that, but that is counting down. You'll see the timer going down about a little less than halfway. Snakebite's able to get onto it.
Great movement.
Get the return. And are they going to be able to finish it, though?
I think they're going to be able to. It looks like Lethal as Campbell's going to be able to pull this flag back into his base, ground pounded in. This should be 1-1. I don't see anyone from Splyce in position. And there it is, tied up for Optic. Also, tied up in Slave. I don't think that's a coincidence, strong side.
Not a coincidence at all. Less than 7 minutes remaining. Lethal trying to get across the map very quickly, but he's immediately taken down. Snakebite ready to get that next flag moving. He does not want to slow up either. You see a bit more aggression now coming back from Optic Gaming, trying not to get stuck back in their own base, but Lethal does have to stay back right now because he has a couple players down on his team. So Splyce looking to capitalize in this moment, pushing in from pink side. That's Shooter taking down Lethal. Renegade's gonna fall as well, but Optic right now, I think they're doing a pretty good job. You see Snakebite able to make it out and really kind of pick off those important kills to stop that big charge and that rush into the base.
Yeah, not even just picking off those important kills, just laying those shots across the map. You notice them putting shots to the shield or just getting at least one shot to player top center. Just been overall impressed. Very much impressed with Snakebite. One thing that really stood out too during that flag return was his movement. A lot of times we talk about Frosty's movement, but what Snakebite did to get that flag recovery is he realized there was someone under the opposing base that was going to be shooting him through that bottom center area. So he just jumps over the flag and then thrusts back to get those 2 or 3 seconds of time on the flag without remaining the static target.
Lethal trying to get some shots across the map, but he gets taken down to 1 shot. He's going to go down, but he's able to take down Boo Boo Doo with him as he lifts up to red 2. Frosty flying into the base. Renegade will be taken down as well. And nice grenade to try and get onto that player, but it doesn't connect, but he does have another teammate there to potentially finish it off. Doubles back just in case. You never know. Just to help out.
I mean, that was a double back, but you got to wonder if that was a slight mistake. Think about some of the calls we heard from Splyce before. Splyce said, I'll finish off that kill. He had no idea if that kill was going to get finished or not, so he had to revert back, go down through toilet, and try and kill someone under his base when Royal 2 was already there. That's a slight miscommunication.
Yeah, a few seconds could definitely be, could make or break. Maybe another push Splyce is making. But look at this, you've got Optic Gaming getting ready to make their push, but Snakebite's gonna go down, Renegade goes down, Frosty trying to stay alive, and on the other side of the map, across the way, you got Splyce moving the flag towards pink. So Frosty's got to do his best job to stay alive, and that flag is already in the treehouse. Look at this. Splyce are able to get that flag back, and they are up 2-1 now. Frosty was just stuck back in the base. He couldn't do anything.
Frosty kept trying to make attempts to get ready for a flagpole, but could not find the right moment. During that exact time, Splyce was just trading kill for kill, moving that flag back, and look at how quick Renegade's moved across the map. He's caught so many players off guard, shooting them to the side. Most of the times, Frosty can get away with that. But look at that stick on Royal 2. Let's see where Renegade decides to run this flag. That's 3 members down.
That's all 4 down. All 4 down. This could be it.
Tosses it up. Does he have anyone in the base ready to grab that? I see all these members of Splyce kind of down low at the moment. See if Shooter can be the one that pushes back. There goes 2 members of Splyce falling down, but they get a couple kills. Renegade's there to finish up himself, and that is a 3-1 victory for Splyce.
What is going on right now? Folks in the crowd are getting hyped here. Folks at home, I'm sure you are too, because we are not, a lot of us are definitely not expecting this outcome right now. Splyce is up 3-1 in the series. Optic Gaming, we've seen them reverse sweep. We've seen them fight and crawl their way back so many times, but they have never, ever in the history of them competing together, ever lost a winner's bracket finals match.
That is absolutely ridiculous. We could be seeing history being made right here by Splyce. Now looking at these kills. Once again, Splyce outslaying for the 4th game in a row. Looking at the kill count, Splyce got 69 kills, Optic had 60. So whether you're a Splyce fan or you're a junior high member, you gotta be happy about that kill number.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Shooter here. Taking a look at the replays as well. But this guy, the older guy on the team, kind of the more vocal leader as well, since he's always kind of initiating, going over strats, going over films and stuff. Coach Phil on top of that as well, being another key factor to this team. But the hunger from this Splyce roster, you can just feel it when you watch them play. You can see how much and how bad they want to win. That's all they're thinking about. They're not thinking about anything else outside of the game that they're playing at that moment. There you see Shooter right here, rocking the Splyce hat, got some Splyce gear on. He's been competing since Halo Reach in 2011. Definitely been around a bit longer than his teammates, so he's been around the block and seen a lot of different Halo strategies and a lot of different players, and kind of bringing in, I'd say, a decent amount of knowledge. Maybe not as much as obviously like an Ogre 2, but more time is
plenty enough, though. It seems like it. That's the thing is, there's a difference between having all the answers, having all the knowledge, and trying to bring that to your team, and that's rarely ever the case. I would say it's almost never the case. In most cases, it's knowing how to extract information from your teammates, figuring out how to get you all on the same page, figuring out what tendencies your teammates have, and knowing how to cater to that. And Shooter has that figured out for this Splyce roster.
Well, Optic Gaming, you can see the concern just a little bit here from the Optic players going into the next game. Let's take a look at the series layout. Let's see how we got to this moment right now where Splyce could close out a winner's bracket finals victory. Optic Gaming winning game number 1 with a lot of standoffs going on there. And then we saw Splyce in a dominant fashion, something we don't normally see, and if yet ever have seen, Optic Gaming lose a Slayer 50-22. Empire Strongholds back and forth, Splyce closes it out, and then Truth CTF, what we just saw, for those of you that are just tuning in, game number 4, Splyce wins 3-1. This is the winner bracket finals. The winner of this goes to the grand finals. This is a best of 7, and Splyce are about to make history happen.
Yeah, they are 1 game away, but if a squad can bring back a reverse sweep, we know it's Optic. They just have to start getting this games rolling. In fact, if I'm coaching Optic, it's not a great example to give here because you're on a Slayer, but I was going to say, if I'm coaching Optic and we're going into an objective game, my whole strategy is to say, hey, outslay them. Worry about just getting outslayed at this moment. You've gotten outslayed last 4 games. Get some outslaying going.
Yeah. Hey guys, just win the game.
Just
win the game.
So like I said, it's a bad example for Slayer, but next objective the game they go into, they have to go into that sort of mentality because they can't just expect to out objective work the Splyce squad every single game. At some point, you have to put yourselves in the driver's seat, outslay, and get more objective work done.
Without a doubt. Well, if you're Splyce, what are you focusing on, Dave? You're up. What's going through your head?
Splyce, oh man, they got to be feeling real good, but they can't be smiling and be too excited as of yet. They have to realize they have to close this out. Do not let Optic get back in this. They win 1 game, they can win another. Just close it out. Close out in game 5 right now.
All right, here we go into game number 5. Slayer on Plaza, 50 kills to win. Can Optic Gaming do it? Folks at home, if you're tuning in, show us some love. Who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Optic Gaming to bring this back, or is Splyce closing it out here, stopping this remarkable streak that Optic Gaming has had over so much time? Royal 2 getting shots across the map. He does take down Boo Boo Doo Boo with a headshot. The sniper has yet to be touched though, and there you see it disappear across the map, and that is gonna go into the hands of Shotzzy. Shotzzy taking down Frosty immediately, getting the body shot. Shooter finishing it off as well. 5-4, and Shotzzy, he is just priming up for probably an incredible run here.
Yeah, and what a play by Shotzzy. The meta's kind of evolved to the point where a team gets sniper, and as soon as they start feeling pressure from poster side, from light rifle side, what they'll do is they'll rotate it on over towards Cafe. Instead, Shotzzy just holds his ground, hides in that corner, being super sneaky, and eventually gets that back smack / kill on Frosty.
Renegade's able to pick up a double kill at that moment as well, and pick up another kill a little late for the triple, but right here to finish it off, as he does have Shooter finish off Snakebite. 9-6, but Splyce still has the power weapon in their hands, and they're rotating it around the map. But Optic Gaming, this is something that they have done extremely well. They always make sure that they try and make their push over to Loop so they can kind of push and collapse in from 2 separate angles, and Optic perfectly played that.
Yeah, Optic now has sniper in their hands, but looks like they're not content with their positioning. They seem to want to push out, go over towards center of the map, have a bit more presence over there. As you know, Frosty trying to force some action over near stairs. He's eventually back down, but looks like they're going to wait for a pick or 2, and then I'm sure as soon as they get a kill or 2, they're going to collapse towards the center of the map and try and get control of that upcoming power-up.
Frosty hits the body shot with the sniper, finishes off Boo Boo Doo Boo, but he'll fall as that sniper goes down. Doesn't look like anyone from Splyce is going to be able to get a hold of that, as Shotzzy and Renegade go down immediately. I believe that sniper did go into the hands of Royal 2. He's got 6 shots left. Well, Optic Gaming, they have to win this. They have to win this to carry this series on. I want to hear if they're getting a little bit skittish or if they're keeping it composed. Let's jump into an Astro listen in with Optic Gaming.
Nice. Yo, push tight, push tight.
Yeah, I am, Brad. I am.
On me. TJ, get out of
Where's that?
Nice, TJ. Nice, one dead. You go to side, another one cafe ramp. He's cafe ramp.
Cafe ramp. 2 cafe ramp.
Shooter maybe?
Nice job, PJ.
Watch your left, PJ. Watch your left.
Just snipes
Is he bottom left?
maybe one down there.
Yeah,
S4. I might. S4 and bottom left. S4 dropped me. Next ramp. Boo Boo.
Could be in shot.
One hit.
Nice, PJ.
Ability.
And, alright, I'm going top. In yard, guys. 2 in yard. 2 under yellow. 2 under yellow. One dead. Nice. Another one. Another one in yard. There's a guy in cafe. Someone help me do with this. I hit him twice. We have 2 sides. Yeah, get to Mac.
On market.
I'm staying sniper.
I can't hit this guy market.
One shot.
I don't want to go yard. I don't.
Bottom dip. No, we can't go yard.
On top yellow.
Nice, DJ. Where's that guy teach?
Where teach? Market.
I'm still dip renegade.
Can't see him.
Go top dip. Go to me. Come to BR. Hotel.
I think I saw one. One loop. Glass.
Dip. One shot, guys.
Yeah, I gotta back up the snipe. There's one loop. I gotta back up with the snipe.
Cafe and truck. Loop. There's a guy snipe ramp. Nice, BJ.
I can push this guy snipe ramp. I need help here, guys. There's 2 here. He's one hit. There's 2 there. One's sitting. He has new snipe. Sniping bottom left, both of them. Careful, team. One hit. Nice shot.
The other guy shots. He has lift. In lift. Yes, I see him, Brad.
Brad might be able to get him. I can get that snipe. Stay there, maybe.
In cafe.
Overshot's coming up. 44.
Alright, I can get that snipe. Matt, watch your back.
I got snipe.
20 seconds to OS. 44.
I'm gonna go back brick here. Matt, they're gonna be all over you in cafe.
Guys, let's all go for this OS, alright? Get in.
Gonna be in R2. I want to try. Cafe.
We have no loop controller.
Flowers.
In cafe, I think, Brad.
44, 10 seconds OS.
Pushing cafe.
Where's this guy cafe?
One glass, BJ.
And a guy soda stairs as well.
What's on?
44.
They know I'm here on LR. On LR. Guys, it's gonna be up. Matt, look at it.
Maybe going for it.
One hit. He just got it.
You go.
Alright. You got pull. There's one in low LR. He's pushing side. TJ, start wasting ammo. Waste ammo as much as possible. There's one nest ramp. Nice shot, boys. Where's he going? Deck ammo?
Soda. OS sniper going glass. LR to glass.
I'll go look at him.
LR.
He's one hit.
There you heard it from Optic Gaming, definitely keeping it composed like they normally do, but you definitely hear some concern from a few of the players. You heard Snakebite saying, waste as much ammo as you can, waste as much. They don't want Splyce to get that sniper and be able to try and climb back and bring this back, and they're trying to hold that lead, 28-23, but you can see that there's a little bit of concern there from the Optic players in their callouts.
Yeah, it feels like they're actually getting out teamwork for one of the very first times. In most cases, it feels like I'm watching a match of teams playing against Optic, and they're falling right into double teams that Optic have set up. Optic are always making the perfect push and dictating the pace of the game, whereas this feels like the exact opposite. As soon as a member of Optic gets some damage done on them, they aren't backing down, getting their shields back. There's just 2 or 3 members of Splyce collapsing in that area and finishing off those kills.
Bubu playing it sneaky, taking it slow here down towards the bottom of the map. Partnered up with his teammate here, trying to get a double 2-man push here with Shooter. What a stick from Bubu. Super fortunate to bounce that off the ceiling and get that stick. And then on top of that, you saw Shooter just push and filter out lethal, and Bubu's right there to finish up the kill. We're at 28-31. We've hit that mark where players and a lot of people say this is where it truly starts. This is where the game starts. Snipers coming up. A lot of focus is being put over here. Nades come in. You've got Bubu kind of bouncing up and down. Mini Dipsy Doodle going up and down to try and help out his team get that sniper. But what a series of plays. They have brought themselves back. It's 32-31. Splyce are leading.
Yeah, the part that is most impressive to me is over like that last minute and a half or 2 minutes, we saw Optic, I would argue, in the driver's seat. They had control of weapons, they had decent positioning, and Splyce were able to keep it close. Yet they were, at one point, Optic were up by 6 or 7 kills, and Splyce were able to close that gap, and now that they have weapons, I don't know if they're going to lose this lead, because look at the swing. It is a 12-point swing over these last 3 or 4 minutes, and Splyce have the weapons.
Shotzzy feeling confident. You can tell how he's moving around this map and queuing up shots here. Bubu's at bottom middle. It's 38-32, folks. We may see Splyce very well close this series out and send themselves to the grand finals. Kill after kill. We are getting close. I can't believe it. I can't even sit down. I'm standing up. This is insane, folks, what is happening. A body shot to lethal. It's 41. Oh, no.
Shotzzy
I've never
says no.
seen it. Never before. Shotzzy has done something like that. He is so confident right now.
I hear some people in the crowd chant Shotzzy, and rightfully so. This kid has deserved his spot on the main stage, and right now they're 8 kills away from closing out Optic here in the Winners Bracket Finals.
Shotzzy still taking it slow, a lot of time, but he's got a lot of ammo as well. Optic getting caught off. You just see the kill feed, one right after the other. Optic member going down repeatedly. He's staying alive. Oh, he gets picked off by Royal too as well. Now Renegade falls. Optic trying to bring this back. Shooter getting Royal 2 down to 1 shot. Boo Boo Doo Boo. Great teamwork from Splyce to finish off the kill. It is 44. 6 kills remain. Make that 5 kills left for Splyce to head to the grand finals. It is so close. Optic is trying to do everything they can. They are not giving up. They are trying their absolute hardest. 4 kills remain, Walsh.
Optic's also just trying to slow this down. They're just trying to slow it down so they can get some picks with snipers, not giving them so many kills. But Splyce will not lay off the gas pedal. They just keep pushing, keep pushing. Do not allow Optic to get any sort of comfort zone. You notice how almost every single time a player loses shield, they eventually fall shortly after. Optic's used to the games where they can just slow it down, take, lose some shield, back away for a little bit and get their life back, but that is not the case here with this aggressive Splyce roster.
Well, it is 48-42, and if Optic Gaming were to come back, they have a sniper, but only 1 shot. The next one's coming up. This is what they absolutely need to bring this back. Get this next sniper, get this next OS, and make some magic happen. Snakebite taking down Boo Boo. Shotzzy goes down as well. 44-48. Optic Gaming are closing in and closing in fast. Snakebite spots a player over in Cafe. Cannot get the connection. That player is probably not going to show themselves, but what a
After that
nade.
hit marker.
What a nade coming in to hit Snakebite. It is slowed down a little bit, but look at this. You've got a player from Splyce, bottom middle. It's Renegade. He takes down Frosty. What a charge. Pushing yourself out. Snakebite down to 1 shot. This could be it. It looks like Splyce is making a push. Renegade goes down. Shotzzy goes down. It's 46-49. You've got a player flying down bottom left, trying to get a desperation sticky grenade. He has disappeared. He has gone off the map. Shooter's down. What is happening? Splyce are losing this lead. It's 47-49. What just happened, Walsh?
Splyce are just trying to close out that last kill. Got a little desperate, trying to charge Snakebite. Snakebite drew 3 people into that sniper area pit lift, and they all paid with their lives. Snakebite just played that so smart, though. He didn't charge, didn't try to force some sort of action. That player had possibly a second sticky trying to go for that last
Look
kill.
At these pushes,
and Snakebite gets taken down.
Splyce are headed to the grand finals. They have done it. Splyce have made history and defeated Optic Gaming in the winner bracket finals. They are guaranteed top 2, the Young Gun squad. Splyce, they are doing it. They are feeling good. Well, what a show that they put on. The crowd is standing up. They can't believe it. Look at all the fans here. All kinds of Splyce jerseys, all representing. What a show. My gosh.
Especially in that fashion. Seeing Optic lose, yeah, we've seen Envious take down Optic in a couple events over this last year. However, seeing Splyce take down Optic in a 4-1 fashion in a best of 7, that's absolutely unheard of, especially given game number 2, a 50-22 Team Slayer.
Taking a look at the stat line here. Shotzzy, 18. I can't believe this right now.
It is unreal.
Optic Gaming, this is the first time Optic Gaming is going to the elimination bracket. First time ever. Here are the stats, but let's just talk about this for a second. I mean, are Optic slipping, Walsh?
Well, I mean, in the wise words of the great Atlanta rapper, Ludacris once said, "Whoa, don't give up or get got." Why not, man? Because I'm coming for that #1 spot. And that's exactly what Splyce are doing as they take down Optic here, 4-1.
What a series of plays. You said they had to keep their composure. They couldn't smile. They couldn't get too happy and just think that it's over. Yeah, you're up 3-1. That's a big lead. But they were able to close it out 4-1 and not give Optic any hope where they could slowly bring that back game after game. You saw the smiles from Splyce. You know they are feeling damn good right now.
You've heard it from us. We are still in awe, but I want to hear how the analysts are thinking right now. Gaskin, what is going on?
As Sims would say, holy mother of Halo. What an incredible match. Splyce moving into the grand finals. Who'd have thought it? Let's dive straight into it then. Game 1, Optic actually able to take Coliseum, capture the flag. But Harry, it could have been a bit different. That flag getting stuck when Renegade was running it.
Yeah, I honestly thought that one particular moment in the game, like you said, Renegade getting stuck on that kind of little bit of a lip, you know, it almost felt like he was stuck in quicksand. That was a really pivotal moment of the game, because like you said, it could have been different. They were rotating around Renegade with the flag. He had a player in front of him almost acting like a rolling roadblock. They were kind of tailgating him. They were all rotating around with the flag. Him not being able to put that flag in straight away, even if he dies right there, even if he gets that flag a little bit closer to the flag podium, he has a teammate in front of him that can just rotate back, pick up the flag, and put it in. So, yeah, I think that was actually a big moment in the game, and Coliseum captured the flag, but as I predicted, by the way, Optic taking game number 1.
They started off well, and we were thinking, okay, maybe same old, we're going to see Optic move forward. But game 2, Eden Slayer, Harry again, you said Eden Slayer is quite a weak one for Optic. I've got Shotzi underlined about 17 times here.
I think we all do, yeah.
How did you see that game play out?
Game 2, it was obviously in Splyce's favor. They had such a huge lead. Everybody was going off with the sniper. The second they grabbed it, just no one was missing anything. You saw Renegades get a huge shot from Red Nest in a tower on Lethal, and ever since that, it just spiraled down into Splyce's favor. But you know what I really love the most is the communication from Splyce. Like I said, they kind of locked them out of blue. Like I said, with the Optic Gaming, they can lock it down. But this is the huge thing that I noticed. They stopped every flank that Optic did. They sent one guy all the way around. Even if he took a minute, they always cut him off, and they never let Optic any room to breathe.
There was no room to breathe, and I think they were blown away, Optic. They started to look a little bit worried, to be honest, and we moved into game 3, Empire Strongholds. Oh, again, I've got Shotzi underlined about 4 times.
That, right?
100 to 81 it was in the end. It was a bit back and forth, rubber band, as Sims would say.
Yes, and we figured out what rubber band means. It means back and forth.
We've got there.
It was, honestly. The game type, we're talking about Empire Strongholds, it was actually Optic who got around to that kind of 80, 70 point mark when Splyce got total control. I was actually watching this one with the French squad Supremacy's captain SLG, and he said as soon as Splyce got that triple cap, he said, game's over. Obviously did it in a French accent. I can't do a French accent. I'm not going to try, but it's strange how like Walshy said in the commentary, it's so often we're used to seeing Optic laying traps for teams. It was Splyce laying the traps down for Optic, and Optic, strangely, were falling into them as well. I mean, that's kind of what we saw on Empire Stronghold. As soon as they got that triple cap, they were using that total control to bait Optic players out into the open, using them to, just flank around the back end of the Optic side. And from the triple cap, then on, they were just able to push on for the win.
And the train was rolling then.
And you got to remember the beginning, though. It took 1 minute and 30 seconds until anybody captured Pit. That's how crazy this was going. Snakebite finally got in the overshield in the very, very beginning. Well, not even the beginning. It took a long time for the overshield fight. And when Snakebite did, he went outside red, got surrounded by 3 Splyce members, didn't know who to shoot. By the time he made a decision on who to shoot, he was already dead. Splyce locked down the camo. Boo Doo eventually died on the blue flank, so they were paying attention. But you know who was really, really the crazy one here is the Optic Gaming's coach. He was calling out every single time, making sure everybody was listening when we did the Astro listening. And Optic was playing it great in the comms, but it just wasn't working out whenever it came to gameplay.
Now, games 4 and 5, my underlines, they still stayed there for Shotzi, but Renegade is what everyone was saying. This man or this guy was just absolutely blowing everyone away.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Renegade points of view in the Truth Capture the Flag game, and obviously the last game we saw as well. His slaying, I was so impressed with him on Straight Ripping at Worlds with his slaying, but it seems like he's improved even more. Like when he's picking up BRs on maps like Empire, and when he's picking up maps, picking up slays on maps like Truth, staying alive, constantly playing hyper aggressive. He was constantly flanking basement, constantly in there, really being a thorn in the side of Optic Gaming. And you can do that when you have that natural slaying talent. But again, we have to give a lot of praise again to Shotzi. He's something else, man. I mean, every single time we were kind of looking at him through Renegade's eyes, we saw on the little Spartan IDs, his little service tag, he was just staying alive. I mean, in the kill feed as well, he was constantly picking up kills. I think in the end, for the final flag in the Truth Capture the Flag game, he got a kill and then a ground pound. I mean, we didn't see it on screen, but how does that even happen?
Such composure from such a young squad, and right at the end of that Plaza Slayer as well. It was getting close. Optic, they were slowly getting their way back into it. Is there anything you saw right from the end of that game?
At the end of the game, other than Snakebite playing it really smart, you saw him get somebody one-shot right there on the bottom gold area, and Snakebite didn't want to go. Even though he was one-shot, Snakebite had half shields. He was like, I'm not risking getting stuck and giving you this 50th kill. He waited for the team to come in the end, and you know what I noticed? I was staying over over there with Splyce, and they have such a huge fan base here. Usually in the past tournaments, it's just been Optic Gaming. There's Optic. Well, there is so many Splyce fans here. I don't know if that changed since today, but they are definitely getting a big fanship here in the Halo community.
That was a great moment, by the way, seeing Shotzi kind of shake his head. You know, so often we're seeing Frosty on the Optic Gaming side, you know, show a little bit of disrespect here and there. But an interesting side note as well, do you remember Daytona, the tournament in the preseason that Optic lost? Didn't have their #1 coach, Royal One. He's not here today either. And now they find themselves for the first time ever in the elimination bracket. Is there a correlation there? Maybe.
Might be a correlation. Where does this run stop for Splyce? They're in the grand finals now. Is there a chance Optic can come back through the elimination bracket and potentially get that reset and have a chance again at taking the championship?
Yes, I think Optic, you can never count them out, right? I mean, they're so seasoned. They've played so well throughout the regular season. This is still the regular season champions we're talking about here, right? So yes, I think there definitely is a possibility of that happening. But right now, Splyce, they look like the best team here at this tournament.
They look like the best team. Let's find out if they think they're the best team. I believe there was an interview on stage with Renegade. Jump, take it away.
The Dapper Desk couldn't have put it any better. Renegade it, Renegade it. Splyce takes down the green wall. Renegade, you guys seem to be one step ahead of Optic every step of the way. What was it like with you guys putting them to the medal?
Dude, it feels awesome to finally put them to the test, because before I don't think they ever lost a winners finals, so it's good to be the first team to beat them in a winners finals.
Now, it seems that versatility was definitely the name of the game. You had multiple strategic movements across the map to make sure, like we said, to ensure that you're one step ahead of Optic. Communication seemed to the top throughout the entire setup. What were you guys talking about to make sure that each strategy was being executed?
Mostly what we were talking about is to have the best strategies to counter Optic's play style. We know Royalty likes to play slow. You know, Frosty likes to soar, so we kind of just played off that and did what we had to do.
So also another great thing was team efficiency. It wasn't one person that needed to step up at any point in time. It was everyone knew that it was their time to shine when it was time. What's it like being on a team where anyone can step up at any point in time?
It feels great knowing that I have Boo Boo Doo Boo, Shotzi, or Shooter to destroy. I'm not the only one that has to go off to win the game.
It's been a fantastic run thus far. You made it to the grand finals, but that doesn't mean that the Halo action is done just yet. Optic still has a chance to make it for the potential rematch. Don't forget, we want to know what you guys think at home. Tweet at us at HCS or with the hashtag HCS to let us know what you think about Splyce taking down the green wall and sending them to the losers bracket. Don't touch that browser. We'll be right back.